transported to another dimension there. Hey everybody, I am so excited to be filming today because we're going to be learning about one of the most interesting instruments that I know of, the theremin. I was introduced to the theremin at a music store, and the person behind the counter said, it's an instrument you play by not touching it. My 12-year-old head just exploded. It's like, so what, you like throw things at it from across the room or something? Today we have an absolute master of the theremin with us, and this is Carolina Ike, who's gonna show us the ropes.
Yeah.
Where do we even start with the theremin?
If you know a little bit about the history of electronic music, you might have heard of the theremin as it's one of the first electronic musical instruments.
I heard that it was the first. Is that?
There was like this big machine there before, so I tend to say it's one of the first electronic, but it's pretty much the first.
From my experience trying to play it, this is an extremely difficult instrument to master.
You need a lot of self-control.
Yeah.
Not only the instrument is the instrument, but the body, your body is combined with the theremin. That means that you need to know your body very well, and every little movement changes the sound and the pitch. That's maybe what makes it hard. I like to think that it's as hard to play as any other instrument.
Yeah.
The theremin now is almost 100 years old, and that's kind of a short time for an instrument, which is really different from any other instrument. So it needed a long time to develop a playing technique.
I found it extremely difficult, at least. How does this work?
There's this box here with electronics inside, and then the theremin typically consists of 2 antennas, and we have this upright antenna and this loop antenna.
There are other options? There's more than just, because I've only seen the 2.
Yeah, sometimes there's theremins which have only 1 antenna.
And if it only has 1, then how do you...
You don't do volume, it's just pitch.
Oh, really? I have seen the 1 antenna versions, and they're usually sold as like a toy, like a sound effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it gets that, like, Jake would know, what is it? What's the era of horror movies?
Oh, the 50s.
The 50s.
Sci-fi movies.
Yeah, can we get that sound real quick? Yeah. Sounds like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, so we can change the pitch with the right hand. If we go closer to this upright antenna, then the pitch gets higher. And basically everything which surrounds the theremin changes the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's difficult sometimes because if somebody moves around here, your note is messed up.
So you better if you're in a band, you need to have your personal space.
You need your space, and it's a very good excuse.
Yeah.
So it's like you can shield the field. For example, if you put a music stand here, metal objects, all conductive materials influence the field more because we change capacitance. Water or metal, that's what will change the capacitance.
Like maybe you hold a note, and then if I'm a band member that doesn't know better, whoa, and I'm pretty far away from it.
Yeah.
So you really need your space on stage.
I really need my space. But so on this side it's fine, because on this side we do the volume.
Yeah.
And when I go further away here, the volume gets louder. And because of the shape, of the loop shape, the antenna reacts differently. So it's more up and down. And to the side, it doesn't really matter so much.
Oh, okay. So even if I'm rocking out. Wow. Okay, I'll stay still.
Yeah, thank you.
On mine as well, you can also change the pitch there. Say where a C note is always changing?
We have different knobs here on the instrument, and it looks a bit different on different instruments. Yeah. But what's always the same is the pitch knob and the volume knob. The pitch knob changes the pitch field, and I adjust the field to my surrounding and to my body. So
and by the field, do you mean how far it extends, or what notes are in that?
How far it extends. So let's say this is the whole range.
Yeah, what's the lowest?
This is the lowest.
Whoa.
Yep. If you have a sub bass in the hall, you can really make the hall shake. So I use the pitch knob to change the field so that I can set it to my surrounding and to my body. And I check where the lowest note is. And there's a point where we don't hear sound at all because that's called 0 beat. I basically want the lowest note at my body. So I will
And
adjust the field so that the whole range is in front of me.
and does that change depending on other factors or what environment you're in?
Yes,
Or
it
does?
changes. Like if we would move away one camera, it would change, and then
Really?
we'd need to adjust it. Yeah.
Wow. So it's picking up. I mean, it might be stuff we don't hear, but it's how far does the range go?
Theoretically endless, but then of course there are things in the way, so it will
Yeah.
stop the field. When you start to practice, you need to set up everything, then tune.
So having like exact muscle memory of where, say, a C is just right out the window, unless you're always playing in the same room.
So no, you want to adjust the field.
Oh, you adjust it so okay.
So it's every time the same, so that you know my C is here.
Okay. And then what do the other knobs do?
We can change some timbres. Let me, this spooky one I chose.
Let's go full spooky. That was awesome. I love the spooky setting. That's probably what most people know the theremin for, I would assume. Is
Well, I hope that changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me show you a different setting.
Yeah. Nice. It's like having a viola almost with an infinite bow.
Yeah.
Cool. I have this one I got a while ago. It just has waveform?
Yes, so you can choose your own sounds. On this one you have 5 presets, and then you can choose your own sounds as well.
What's your main sound that you use?
This is the one I really use, like almost
Yeah.
always, especially with classical music, like with classical and even guitar. You know, it really mixes well. Do you know Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
Oh. No.
This would be like the sound I usually use.
You also have a really interesting pedal setup. Delay, reverb. Is that pretty crucial to the theremin? Is that always on, the delay?
No, it's not always on, but I like to use it just because the theremin is a monophonic instrument. So after a while, it can get a bit boring.
The delay adds a bit of depth.
And then I have a harmonizer, which makes the monophonic instrument a polyphonic instrument.
Very cool. It really fills it out.
Violin players, cello players, they have to practice so much to play like perfect octaves and fifths.
Yeah.
And I just press a button, I'm like, I got my octave. Fifth.
So with all the knobs on there, essentially it's all just adjusting the tone.
Then we have 3 different registers. We have the lower register, and the middle one, and the high one. And then we have where I change the timbres. These ones just adjust. It's also for the timbres, but it's more fine.
Just more fine tuning. What is the technique to knowing where the notes are, how to get a half step, whole step?
Our notes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? You can play a note here, here. So when I play precise notes, I limit myself to one line, to one invisible string that goes from the antenna right straight to my body. So on this line, we have all notes we need.
Yeah.
How I find the notes is that I will measure the air with my hand. I use one length of a hand as a measurement. I call this position 1. And when I stretch out my hand, I have a length of a hand, and that's position 8. And what I want to hear within these 2 positions is an octave.
Oh, so there's a whole octave just in this.
Just in one hand.
Wow.
If that's not the case, I need to tune the theremin. The lowest note at your body, and then ideally you already get the octave.
Yeah.
And if not, you just make little changes, and it should be, the octave should be fitting in your hand. And then this way I can play all the octave in the whole range. Little change needed here. Yeah, so this is how I measure the whole range. And then once I've done that, I can play a scale by just moving my fingers and without moving my arm to not mess up my measurement.
Yeah.
What you do when you learn the theremin is you learn these, it's 13 positions for every note. When I invented this method, my goal was that...
So this isn't the standard...
I'm really happy to see that many people use this method now. So my idea was that I do not have to hear a note in order to play it in tune. I know I got the right note just because I know my position.
Up until now, I would have thought that just wouldn't be possible on this instrument.
Yeah, so you go from 8, and then 5, from 8 to 5, you use only your fingers.
Yeah.
And then from 5 to 1, you use the wrist and the fingers. You just learn step by step.
So if you're in, I don't know, D major.
If I change the key, then I change the position.
Yeah, and then you just have that muscle memory for all the notes. I hadn't, so that's how you have so much control of it.
There are people who use a tuner, so you can, see your note, and that's very convenient.
I could see how that would be useful.
For now, I just, hear my note very quietly before I play, and then I know which note I'm starting on. I use the monitor only with the theremin, like I don't have any other instrument in my monitor.
Yeah.
When you play the guitar, you get some feedback from the guitar,
yeah.
but I don't get any
Yeah,
feedback
there's nothing
here.
resonating
so
here.
I need the monitor as the instrument.
You want to try to jam, get a good jam in before,
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll try to figure it out. I always mess up the last note. So how long have you been playing theremin professionally?
15 years.
15 years.
When I invented my own technique, and I was about 16. From there on, I played more. Yeah.
Do you tour a lot? It seems when we reached out to you, it was kind of like, I'll be here, and here, all over the world.
Yeah. So I'm basically on tour all the time, and I play my solo things like with theremin and voice, looping stuff. I play classical music mainly with pianist or with orchestra.
Where was this invented then?
So the theremin was invented in Russia. But there are theremin communities around the world. So, in Japan we have a big crowd playing theremins, in Chile, There's a festival being organized every year.
Where could people find what you're touring?
I'm bad with self-promotion.
Okay.
On my website.
Do you like the guitar?
It's heavy.
Yeah, I guess you're used to playing instruments where you don't even touch them.
Oh man, I don't feel like that. I'm supposed to.
Well, I think we're in the same boat here. Hit the third fret on the highest string.
What?
Sorry. One finger here.
Yeah.
Yep, and then strum everything except for these two lower ones.
Hey everybody, no normal sponsor for this video. We were gonna wait until we got one to put this out since these are a bit more expensive, but I was just too excited about this video to wait until we got a sponsor. So I wanted to take this time to say thanks to the people on Patreon. They're the reason why we can do stuff like this without always totally relying on sponsorships. So yeah, thanks so much to them. If you would like to be a patron, it is right here, and you can see all these videos before they come out for $1 a month, and then there's other tiers like commentary and stuff. It's kind of like buying the DVD extras, and then on our side of things, it just makes our jobs a whole lot easier. So thanks so much for that. And yeah, okay, back to the video.
Yeah.
So now you just write, one more, and then go.
There's nothing to interact with.
Okay. And there's this green button in the middle, and you put it up.
Okay.
And when you raise this hand, then you get the sound. Maybe come a bit forward. Yeah, on the...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
On the edge of my seat here.
Put both feet down because you need
good
stability.
posture. Yeah.
Otherwise, if you move, then you change the sound. Let's see how it reacts to your body. Yep, very good. Take the note towards you. Okay. We need to compress the field a tiny bit to the right. Okay, a little bit back to left.
Yeah, because I want it to be right here.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, that's
So
low.
now-
I mean, it sounds like you're starting up a motorcycle or something. Let me try just one note.
Okay, let's
That's
do
probably a
one
good place
note.
to start. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just try to hold
Wow,
that.
that's really... Well, if I move even a little bit, even if I breathe...
Yeah, you just don't breathe.
You don't breathe while playing theremin at all?
No.
Okay.
Do you want a different note?
Yeah, let's try a D.
A D?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
That is you're one string away. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I put a lot of vibrato in it, then
Yeah, that's the common way to cover up.
yeah, it's just put a ton of vibrato in it. It's like
Yeah.
the D's in there somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
somewhere.
Can I get a G chord? I'll try to do a melody.
There you go. What was it?
Oh my! Your posture can be whatever with the guitar.
Yeah.
In fact, the more movement, the better if you're on stage. But like, even if you're bobbing your head, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, bobbing your head doesn't
Yeah,
work.
you go like this. Yeah. Play that note. Okay, silence. And now change to position 1. And play.
Oh my God!
Yes!
Nice! That totally works.
Right?
Wow.
Good.
That's awesome.
Shall we add some delay?
Yeah. Let's add a whole chord. That slide with the chord is... That's... Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, I got the octave.
One more time.
I keep... It's just... Like, when I was really concentrating on my hand movement, I was able to get it, but then I find that if I'm concentrating on the sound, then I don't. This is unlike playing any other instrument I've ever played. Your body positions is what changes the note
Yes.
rather than, you know, a fretboard. I never think, like, not doing something would mean it would be too loud. Like if I'm playing too loud on a guitar or drums, it's because I'm putting a lot of energy
I know,
into it.
it's so confusing. It's always the opposite.
And it's so easy to just be, you know, take your hand off and then all of a sudden it's so loud. Coming in today, I was like, okay, we're gonna get it to where like, if you're playing one chord, I can go up a scale. That was my goal. Now that seems like an impossible mountain to climb, but I think I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay.
Ave Maria was in there somewhere.
I recognize it.
Yeah, I at least played it well enough to recognize it.
Can you teach me different chord?
Yeah, what else we got? C major 7th is my favorite chord. These two right there. Put your first finger on this guy, and then if you just strum through all the strings, yeah, bam. Okay,
My fingers hurt already, so
I've just never had to think about, you know, being
Posture.
still while playing.
wow,
that was
that's
lucky. Okay, so if I make that this shape. That was pretty good.
Good start.
Yeah. We got one more in us.
All right.
Okay, maybe 2 strums of the G, 2 strums of the C.
You just give me a little like this.
It's really hard for me to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll just blink at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
When a lot of blinks, it's chord changes. All right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think we got it. Probably as good as I'm gonna do.
Yeah, same here.
What I first did when I got my theremin, it was like a Patreon perk. Shout out to the people on Patreon. Thank you so much. And it was once I got to a certain amount, I would need to buy a theremin and make a song with it. Honestly, it was a lot of me doing this. And I had like spots on the ground where I could stand, where I could get like a few notes. But the first thing I did with it was I plugged it in and just put it on the ground and then put out some food for our cats to see how they would react to it. And it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I did that same with my bunnies.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Do your bunnies like it?
Yeah, my bunnies can play it with their ears.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's as far as I'm going to get with the theremin today. For more Carolina, check out the links in the description for a lot of amazing theremin playing. And we'll see you here on the channel soon if you'd like to subscribe. Also, shout out to the people on Patreon. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. All right, I'm ending on a really great performance. No, I'm not.